finished book 3 of the Neapolitan Quartet, and I'm honestly still seething mad about this. This one, Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay, really covered Elena and Leela's 20s and 30s and how they're cementing themselves. This one's not really centered around the neighborhood that much anymore. It's more about Elena, Leela, and then Pietro and Nino. Elena and Leela seem to always be going through something, but this one I felt like had a lot of turmoil in it. Especially in Elena's case, I feel like normally she just goes on and on about Leela this and Leela that, but this book really seemed to be mainly about her life. She makes a lot of life-altering decisions in book 3, which lead to us examining her inner world and watching her struggles navigating through motherhood and how it is to juggle a career at the same time and all the upheavals that happen when you make decisions like that. Leela around this time is also going through her own struggles, but we don't really hear from them because Elena wasn't there to experience them. We just see how Leela's come out the other end of it. I'd say the quartet always has this underlying sense of political unrest, but it really comes to a boil in this one. There's a lot of anger, rage, socioeconomical, and political issues in this, but they're all laced with like a hint of nostalgia. There's also a lot of discourse on being a woman, on social injustices, on crime, on gangs. Something I noticed especially with book 3 was that I was constantly taking sides. I always had a disliking towards Leela. I could see where she's coming from, but at the same time I wouldn't want to be her friend. But if you've read this or are going to, by the end of it I felt like they both deserved each other and their crazy friendship. Also, though I've been reading this since August, I feel like much more time has passed than actually has. I've been dealing with the Cerullos and the Greccos and the Solaras and the Saratores that I'm tired. Like, they're stressing me out now. I also keep thinking about how to describe the way Elena Ferrante has been writing these books. Technically, it's Elena Greco writing this, but to me, it comes off very melodramatic, but also laced with a lot of darkness. Everything Professora Greco is writing is just incredibly dark and reflective and introspective. In terms of crash outs, because I feel like I have one per book, for me from chapter I think 100 onwards is where I personally decided to have a full-on crash out. That part for me was the most intense and felt the most like a soap opera. I would say I loved it just as much as I hated that part. As of recording this review, I've already finished the story of The Lost Child, but when I was finishing this, I assumed that the next book would be full of grief and sadness and people passing away due to old age. But this would be the climax of the story and book 4 would be the wind down, but it definitely wasn't. There's so much more that happens. And if Those Who Stay and Those Who Leave was a song, I think it would be Into the Ocean by Blue October. See you tomorrow!